Uh, I think, madam, we can now start. So, dear participant, good morning once again. And today, the second session of the today lecture, we are going to start Professor Nidhi Sharma. Professor Nidhi Sharma is a professor and Department of Economics, Banaras Hindu University, BHU. And madam have a very rich experience with specialization of international economics, regional economics, labor and women issue of microeconomics. And madam completed many research projects in the funded by different funding agency, published many papers in national and international journals. And today, madam is going to talk about the women's means police system, their issue, women police system issue and challenges. The women who are working in the police system. So very unique topic. For us, it will be a lot of insight and lot of new informations by this lecture. So, madam, this brief introduction, I welcome you, and on behalf of the HRDC Mizoram University, I pay my sincere thanks to you for accepting my invitation and ready for the today lecture. With this, madam, I am handing over the session to you for your lecture, madam.
Thank you, Professor Verma. You are getting my voice?
Yeah, madam.
Okay. Actually, it is happening that I'm not getting the faces of other participants. It's only your face I'm able to see.
Actually, madam, all the participants, they are in webinar mode.
Okay.
Actually, online meeting, a lot of problem. Many participants are there, around 50, sometimes
that's
unmute,
why.
sometimes no. So we make them webinar because a lot of disturbance occurred.
Okay, it's okay. I am feeling that I'm just talking to you. That's why I have asked this. So first of all, this is my privilege that Professor Manoj Kumar Verma ji, you have invited me for this 6th faculty development program of UGC HRDC of Mizoram University as well. Thanks for giving me this opportunity. So, respected Professor Verma and dear participants, and perhaps the number of participants here is 41, including me and Professor Verma also. So perhaps a number of participants will be 37 or 38 from different parts of the country, or the participants are generally from Northeast region.
Madam, they belong to around 11 states of the country, okay. And but dominating from the Northeast, Assam, Manipur, Mizoram, Nagaland, but total 21 states they cover.
Yes. Okay. As Professor Verma has actually checked my CV from BHU website, and I am a professor of economics in the Department of Economics, as well as I am coordinator of Center for Women's Studies and Development of Banaras Hindu University, as well as I am coordinator of MA course of Energy Economics in the Department of Economics, right? So actually, when I got the invitation, I was in the impression that it was a faculty development program based on women issues. And that is why I have chosen this particular issue of women police, something new. Relatively less is talked about this issue. So we have organized a national seminar on this such type of topic in the month of November also. So I thought that I should continue this dialogue on this particular type of topic of women police. No, I'm not talking about here economics, rather I'm talking about the women police issue. So here now I can perhaps share my screen. I'm going to share my screen. What is that? It is, yeah. So you are able to see the screen?
Yeah, madam.
Yeah,
Visual.
that is women
Please.
police issues and challenges.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Madam,
first of
make
all,
it.
actually, what research has been done on this particular issue of women police all over the world? So it means first we will be talking about what has been written, what has been researched upon this particular issue, whether it is a women police of US, of Europe, or of India. Certain issues are there which are very much common to women police, whether that women police is there in Europe, in US, or in India, also, or in Asia, in any region of these world. So that is why I have chosen that there are certain particular issues which are not found in other professions and occupations. And even women who are doing work in other occupations, perhaps they do not face such type of challenges which the women in police profession face. So I thought that we should initiate to talk about such type of issues in academia, right? So this is very much clear key how it has started, as you are able to see this, that the work of women police officers is changing world over. There has been only slow growth in the proportion of female officers in the world of policing. The entry of women in police profession is relatively slow as compared to entry of women in other professions, right? The origin for women in policing dates back to the, if we talk about the modern world, that starts from the 1820s, when Quaker women entered penal institutions to provide religious and secular training for female inmates. I'm not talking anything in Hawa. Actually, these are quoted by, as you are saying, that these are certain references are there. So anybody who is interested in doing research, they also get the references from these slides. And this is clear that police matrons soon brought their custodial care functions into the police stations. And in 1910, their role evolved into the first police women. So it means that the entry of police women in police department is not very ancient in the modern world, and it is starting from 1910. Their most critical function was sheltering runaway girls and investigating men who might accost or otherwise take advantage of the young girls. तो बहुत ही उनका they were having particular type of work कि girls को shelter देना है and investigating man. Is the minority gender when women attempt to enter into a traditionally male dominated profession, because police profession is known to be a highly chauvinistic and male dominated profession. So they may be subjected to obstacles and stresses in their attempts. And this is clear when women begin to enter into this highly male dominated in the chauvinistic profession. They were facing several obstacles and stresses in their entry in this particular profession. From the early 19th century through today, women's role in the policing world have evolved from prison matrons who cared for wayward girls and women into traditionally male positions, such as supervisors, arresters of both male and female offenders, and investigators of complex criminal organizations. So over a period of time, their roles were changing, their works were changing. Earlier, they were only escorting girls, then now they are investigating into the complex criminal cases also. So acceptance into these positions has not come easily. This is very much clear. The journey of women police from 1910 to 2022 has not been an easy or smooth one. Rather, to actually the position, critical cases they are handling, they have got this position quite late. So female police officers are not completely embarrassed in these roles by their male colleagues. Actually, male colleagues were not welcoming the female police officers into this particular type of profession. So there was very much struggle and frictions between both genders. In fact, in the early years of their entrance into policing, women emphasized their femininity in order to be accepted. So in the early years of policing, when they were entering, so earlier they used to their body and femininity parts so as to establish themselves in the police system. Schultz writes that in 1968, the first policewomen were assigned to patrol karne ka jo permission thi, that was given to them, and the task was given to them only in 1968. They also became the first women to wear uniforms. You are seeing the words. They were allowed to wear police uniforms, gun belts, and drive in a marked patrol car. This development started quite late in 1968, when they were also permitted to wear police uniform, gun belts, and all these things. And then female police officers reported moderate degrees of regret over their career choice. Hunt finds, it is found in certain researches, as you are seeing the reference, that female police officers reported moderate degrees of regret over their career choice, moderate levels of mistrust in their co-workers, and feelings of isolation. It was found in several studies that sometimes women police officers, they used to think that perhaps it was a wrong decision to enter into this particular type of profession. This profession is not for them. Somewhere some sort of guilt was also there, why they have come here. And similarly, moderate levels of mistrust in their co-workers. This is clear that the co-workers will be male police officers, or so there was degree of mistrust was relatively high in this particular profession, and feelings of isolation also. Because sometimes what happens in certain police stations, women police are kept isolated, remain isolated, and they do not talk, or they are not very much comfortable with the male colleagues, and that is the feeling of isolation was also felt by the female police officers. It was found in certain studies. Then Zimmer finds out that the number of female police officers thereby steadily increased, much to the disappointment of male police officers, because male police officers, whether they were in India or whether in a Western world, they were not liking the entry of women police, causing conflict within the organization. So originally there was conflict regarding the roles, regarding the duties, regarding the seniority, juniority within the police organization. So although Cantor framed her theory in gender neutral terms, she recognized the power differentials between those possessing a master status. Master status word is being used for the whites and for males, especially with reference to US. And those who did not, those who were not masters, the not masters word was being used for the blacks as well as for the females, especially when those from the minority groups entered professions predominantly by those having a master status. There was a clear-cut division that the master status was being enjoyed by the male, whites, and police officers, male police officers. And inferiority status was for the black, female, and especially if they are from the minority or the ethnic groups. So such a clear-cut division within the police organizations were there in the for so many years in different parts of the world. Green also finds evidence that absenteeism, burnout, alcoholism, substance abuse, and suicide can be the factors responsible for stress in police officers. These are the causes, these are the factors which are common to both male and female police officers. Ki absenteeism from the duty, alcoholism, burnout, too much stress of work, substance abuse, abusive language used by both juniors and seniors and towards public also, and suicidal tendencies can be the fact. Sometimes there is so much pressure of work that such times suicidal tendencies also develop among the police personnels, maybe male and maybe female also. Low job satisfaction for police officers resulted in a poor quality of law enforcement service, and tension arose between the police and the public. This is very much clear if a person is not satisfied with his job, and this is very much common to the police officers, that the degree of job satisfaction is relatively much lower among them. And when person is not happy with his or her job, then result will be poor quality of law enforcement service. It means that they will not be doing their work, their services properly. and tension arose between the police and the public. And when the police is not working his or her duty properly, then naturally there will be unrest in the public. And as a result, there are chances or instances of frictions between the public and the police. It means it is very much necessary that our law enforcement system work properly. It is possible only when there is the job satisfaction level is relatively higher. Such efforts should be made that their job satisfaction should remain higher and morale should also be higher. Again, a female officer's job satisfaction may be linked to the percentage of female officers employed in a given agency. This very much depends upon ki in a police agency, how much female officers are there in the total police force in a particular agency, in a particular thana or police station. If this is clear, if the number of female police officers in the total police officers is relatively low, then the degree of job satisfaction will be very low. So it is very much necessary that the number of female police officers should be raised so that they will be more satisfied with their jobs and will be performing their duties in a better manner. Then again, a hallmark of police culture is a rigid military-like bureaucracy and resistance to reforms. It is found in several studies that police system is a particular type of profession where there is need of very high level of discipline. Military-like bureaucracy means hierarchical system, seniority, juniority matters a lot, right? Unlike our teaching profession. And resistance to forms. This profession is not ready or is not much willing for the change or the reforms. It is very difficult to bring any type of new change or reform in the particular police academy or the police system. So that again, that is why when there was entry of females in this police system, there was resistance by the existing police staff of the police organizations. Nevertheless, the organizational culture of police negatively impacts upon the careers of female police officers. It is also found in different studies that the police, that the culture, organizational culture, especially bureaucratic and hierarchical culture of police system, it negatively impacts the career and the career of female police officers. Again, Martin argues that women who identified with the police culture, meaning who think that we are made for this particular profession, which is word is used, police women, behaved more professionally and aggressively. They were found to be more loyal and possessed more street savvy. And I have just tried the meaning. What is the meaning of street savvy? That is the ability to manage difficult situations on streets than officers who emphasize their femininity. This is very much clear that their female police officers are there. Some female police officers may be working only on the basis of their femininity, that we are ladies, we are women, we should be given certain sort of privileges and all these things. But the police women who are really police women, it was found that their efficiency level and their dutifulness was relatively much higher as compared to the women who used their femininity in this particular type of profession. And it was also found that women police officers were able to handle the ground difficulties, dharna, pradarshan, and demonstrations, etc. Right, in a much better manner. In the male world of policing, however, little research has been done on female tokenism in police work. Meaning, women police is there, but she will not be given an important, essential, critical case. Well, simply, they are tokenism. They are sitting there, right? But they will not be doing much work. So somewhere in some police stations, police academies, female tokenism was being used in this particular profession. Again, a female police officer herself argues that police women must endure constant sexual harassment from male officers and challenges to personal values. This is a very big issue that they complain that they themselves, though they are police women, they themselves face constant sexual harassment from their male colleagues or from their seniors and challenges to personal values. This is a very serious issue which is being faced by the women police. Again, there is severe resistance to the inclusion of women into the male-dominated police culture, and due to underutilization in frontline positions, women have lower levels of job satisfaction. It was found that women police officers, though she is very much capable, she is generally not given the frontline work. Frontline work will be handled, will be taken care only by the male police officers. When women police officers are not given important, critical, and serious type of cases, though they are capable, then they feel very low. And as a result, job satisfaction level becomes low for them. Similarly, as compared to men, women officers report significantly less encouragement from their supervisors, from their seniors officers and colleagues. This is again create a sense of negativity and despair among the police officers that they do not get much encouragement and motivation from their male colleagues and seniors also, thus leading to emergence of personal doubts about self-worth and competence. And sometimes they become confused whether they are capable or not capable, whether they are competent enough or not competent enough, why they are not giving important tasks, why they are not being encouraged and motivated by the senior officers. So as a result, degree of job satisfaction and becomes very low, and there is low esteem even among women police officers. This is serious issue, again psychological issue. The low number of women in organizations has been influential inhibitory factor in the equal treatment of women in the workforce. It is found in different researches, since the number of women police officers in the police organizations is low, and that is why they are not treated equally. If the number of police officers in a police station or in a police academy, in a police organization, if this number goes, male-female ratio goes as 60:40, then they will be in a much better position, right? Then they will perhaps not be able to, they will not be facing such type of challenges and issues earlier, which about which we were talking earlier. So solution lies that the number of police officers should be increased in the police organizations in any country. Until women reach, again, data is there, until women reach a 25% of the total workforce, they would suffer token status, which ultimately reinforce their being negatively stereotyped. It means, this is again found in the studies, that if the proportion of women police in the total workforce, if the women participation in total workforce is less than 25%, then they will be treated like this, and which ultimately reinforce their being negatively stereotyped. So it is very much necessary that the women participation rate need to be enhanced if they are to be given equal treatment and equal status. Again, like their male counterparts, they felt the need to develop greater assertiveness, to deal with shift work and raising a family, and to cope with negative attitudes from colleagues. Again, there are two things are rare. One is when she is on duty, and second is thing is her family. So actually she has to make a balance between work, a job, and a family balance. She has to, at the job level, when she is in front, she has to be quite assertive. Even at the duty time, a particular police duty time, if she is very submissive and polite, then perhaps it will not match with her duties. So at the workplace, she has to be quite assertive, but at home, she has to be relatively polite. So she has to make a balance, Vicky, at workplace, what type of behavior will be there, and at home, what type of behavior is expected from her. To deal with shift work, again, this is a very big challenge. That the shift duty, it may be night duty, it may be daytime duty, and accordingly she has to make a balance. Other professions have also such type of challenges, but not such type of challenges are not so severe as these challenges are there in the police profession. And raising a family, again, she has to give a lot of time in her profession. It may be from night 10 p.m. to early morning 6 a.m., 10 a.m. and like this, and it may be from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. also. That's why, as a result, raising a family is also a big challenge for her in such working hours, and to cope with negative attitudes from colleagues. And additional point is that she has constantly has to face negative attitudes, discouraging attitudes from her male colleagues. So it becomes difficult for her to do the things in an efficient manner, because she is facing such type of challenges and the mental stress upon her. They also had to deal with harassment and feelings of isolation. Again, I have also told it that the feeling of harassment by the male police colleagues, as well as feelings of isolation. Holdway and Parker observed that trade-off between home and work responsibilities may hamper women's fulfillment of their professional endeavors. It happens that sometimes what happens that due to family pressures, sometimes she is getting promotion, perhaps she may refuse for the promotion, because whenever there is promotion, there may be movement, there will be mobility. She will have to leave the place, and she will have to be transferred to some other places. So it becomes very difficult for her to achieve her professional endeavors along with her domestic or the family responsibilities. Actually, it is found that the job satisfaction among police officers is related to, number one, perceptions of the importance of their work. Actually, there are two types of perceptions. One perception which remains in the mind of the female police officer, and the perception which is prepared by the society, which is society's perception about the women police officers. How many for how many hours she will stay away from the family, what type of male colleagues will be there, what type of work she will be doing, what type of language she will be using, and all these things. The perception is very important. Then recognition they receive for their work. Again, important thing is that what recognition they are getting from their male colleagues, from the society, as well as from the family, right? Ability to perform their duties as capable employees. They have to perform. They have to prove themselves that they are equally capable. They can handle all the critical situations on the road. They can solve the problems of serious cases of crime also, and a adaptation to changing public demands for more police accountability. So one major pressure, this pressure is for male police as well as for the female police, that they have to prove their accountability before the public. Sometimes such type of statements may be there from the public side. She is a woman police, how can she do it? How can she catch the thief? How can she use her legs and hands to beat a person? It means certain types of challenges are there due to which affects the job satisfaction level among the police officers, that is perception, recognition, ability to perform, as well as adaptation. ये clear है that the public demand from police was in 1970s and 1980s and now 2000. This, it means when I'm saying public demand, it means that today's police should be handled enough so as to tackle the cyber crimes also, right? It means their roles are changing. They have to upgrade their skills also, because in 1980s, nature of crime in 1980s and 1930s was quite different from the crime which is happening in 2020 or 2015. Similarly, the cases of women crime, its nature is also changing. It means that the public also demands that you should be updated, you should be able to solve several types of crimes. So it means such type of pressures are there, due to which their job satisfaction level is affected. Again, there are so many studies, I'm not reading those names, and what is found there, find that female police officers reported different expectations than males, which may have contributed to differing levels of job satisfaction. This is very much clear that the expectation of a male police officer may be different from the expectations of a female police officers. The expectation of a male police officer may be recognition, power, accumulation of wealth, some malpractices also, alcoholism, how to get the chance to attend a party. But the expectations of a women police will be that she should get time for her family. May be possible that her expectation is not promotion, rather normal gentle behavior from her male colleagues. Such type of expectation may be there, that not much harsh and abusive language should be used for her. Rather, there should be normal and she should be treated equal and normal. Such type of expectations may be there by the women police officers. So the expectation level of male and female police officers may be quite different. It is also found that the female police officers are relatively less corrupt as compared to, or the malpractices are relatively found to be less with the female police officers. Women's expectations included dissatisfaction with co-workers, again, which I was explaining earlier. Dissatisfaction with co-workers, it means they expect that their co-workers, their colleagues, they should treat them equally, should use gentle language with them, do not use abusive language for them. Lack of organizational support, they expect that their seniors, their colleagues, they should motivate them, they should encourage them, and harsher treatment by supervisors. They do not expect a harsh, rough treatment from their supervisors. These are very small expectations which are being expected by the women police officers. If even such type of expectations are fulfilled, perhaps their job satisfaction level and their esteem level will also be higher. Again, it is found that ethnicity and gender are two frequently studied variables. Generally, the researchers who are doing research on the women police, they have found that ethnicity and gender, they are frequently studied variables when considering the organizational culture of police work. But police organizations across the US tend to be indifferent to the needs of minority and women police officers. It is found in US police system that they do not care about the needs and the aspirations and expectations of the minority Black police officers. Again, it is found that women police officers tend to emphasize upon communication and dis-escalation. Just a minute. and this escalation of potentially violent situations rather than employing more tactical methods. It is found that women police officers generally use communication as a tool to solve the issues. They generally do not use much violent or physical methods to resolve the issues. It is generally found that they will talk to the person and try to convince or try to understand them that what you are doing, it is wrong, and rather so they use communication as a tool. Their style is more in line with the community policing standards. Female officers are less likely to discharge their weapons in the course of their duties. They generally do not use, it is generally found that generally they do not use their weapons, their guns, etc., in the course of their duties. On the other hand, male officers tend to use weapons easily, but female police officers, first they try to communicate, and if the thing is not resolved through communication, then they use their weapons. But again, it depends upon the degree of the act, whether they will be using weapon or not. Again, it is found that black police women possibly face a double marginality due to being female and a racial or ethnic minority. It has earlier been told. And female police officers were more likely to have experienced sexual harassment behaviors from male police officers than their civilian colleagues. It was found in different studies that the female police officers were getting harassment from their colleagues, while civilian colleagues were giving them equal treatment, right? The behavior ranged from sexual comments about women's physical appearance, right? Comments about the women's own appearance, sexually explicit jokes, which we say double meaning jokes, right? Being pestered for unwanted dates. These are serious issues, right? To being subjected to sexual assault. These are the common issues which are prevalent all over the world among women police officers, right? Such type of issues or such type of behavior from their male police officers. Again, it is found that women police are also less likely than their male counterparts to use excessive force. Male police very easily use physical excessive force, but women police, as I have earlier told, generally do not use excessive methods to tackle the crime. The evidence is that female police officers are indeed treated differently than their male counterparts due to a variety of factors. Again, Natarajan suggests that barriers to women's entry to the police culture may be due to, number one, inherent men's prejudice towards women's inability to handle the spectrum of police duties. This is a common perception among the male police officials that women police officers cannot do the work of police. Secondly, differences between men and women in physical capabilities, right? And third is, and women's own preferences compatible with personal goals and family responsibilities. And it is also found that women also prefer work with comforts, right? Their family responsibilities and their personal goals may be compatible with the duties with comfort. They perhaps do not like to do much harder and the tough duties. So sometimes it may be possible that some women police may have preferences that they should not, they are not willing to go to the field, right? They want to sit on the chair and they want to do some comfortable jobs, etc. Now Now we talk about the women police system in India. In India, women victims of violence or harassment find it difficult to approach the police or other authorities due to a social stigma for getting help or support. It is found that women, whether they are the victims of violence, rape, harassment, or any other type of harassment may be there, right? Generally, they do not go to the police station for FIR, or they do not approach anybody for any help or support due to social stigma. Furthermore, opening an all-women police station enhances the women's representation in law enforcement agencies. One new concept is there, that women police station, right? They enhances the women's representation in law enforcement agencies. It means if there is women police station, then all the staff will be there, women police. And if such type of police stations are there, then women can easily go to these women police stations for their complaints. The need to create all women police stations on the one hand will achieve a more balanced gender ratio in the police force, because this will be a women police station. So as a result, there will be more and more women police will be deployed there. It means there will be more and more recruitment of women in the police organizations. And on the other hand, will enable more complainants to report their grievances. And on the other hand, what will happen, that there will be more and more registration of complaints of women in the police system. So it will be having dual benefits. On the one hand, female-male ratio in the police organization will increase. As a result, their job satisfaction will go up and they will perform much better, right? And on the other hand, women in the society will be getting a chance to report their cases easily without any social stigma. Gender-based violence, including domestic violence, sexual assault, rape, stalking, etc., are the threats to women equality and empowerment in any society. We know all these things. In recent years, various legislations have been passed to address the issue of gender-based violence in India. That is Criminal Law Amendment Act 2013, the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace, Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act 2013, the Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005, etc. And thus enabled women to take the recourse to law. Now there is a proper women law system. Legislations are there. Now question is there, how many women know about them? How much aware women are there about these laws and legislations? And how much courage they have to report, to use these laws and legislations? And whether they have courage. Suppose individually a girl or woman does not have courage, but if she gets support from her male and female colleagues or in the society, then naturally she will try to use all these laws and legislations to get the justice. Now there is some data, because I'm a person of economics, so data is there, small data is there. A total of 3,71,503 cases of crime against women were registered during 2020, showing a decline of 8.3% over 2019. That was 4,05,326 cases. The reason may be there that in 2019 figure was higher, 4 lakh, and in 2020 figure is 3.71 lakh. One of the reasons perhaps may be that it was 2020 was a period of COVID, and due to this may be possible mobility was very much restricted, and outside crime cases were relatively less. So maybe it may be one of the reasons that in 2020 figure is less as compared to figure in 2019. This is my apprehension, that this may be one of the reasons. The crime rate registered is 56.5 per lakh women in 2020 in comparison with 62.3 in 2019. Same thing is happening in 19 and 20. 20 figures, whenever you are getting the figures for 2020, for so many variables and parameters, you will be finding that the data for the 2020 and 2021 is relatively less as compared to 2018 or 2019. COVID can be the one of the important reasons. There is a serious need to create a space where women can freely express their plight and report the crime committed against them. Right? This is everybody knows that there is a serious need for this. To safeguard the interest of women, first ever women police station, that is WPS, was created in Kozhikode, Kerala in year 1973. By 2013, the overall number of all women police stations in India had increased to 479. Data is old, 2013, and may be possible that if you scroll, if you Google scroll, then you will be finding the figure that this figure would have gone up, right? You can scroll it easily, right? Of all the women police stations in the country in 2013, Tamil Nadu, southern states, right, hosted 196 according to government data. Southern states are doing better as compared to northern states in women's safety, right? The state also posted the highest average share of women in the police, again in Tamil Nadu. That the women in the police system, that was its share was 5.87%, which was much higher than the country average, as well as the women in the police in other states. In the country between 1988 and 2013, the data revealed. This is very small. You are able to see the font size is very small, perhaps. Hello. Hello. So these WPS create a gender sensitive environment where women can report without any hesitation, and they usually employ only female police officers. This is very interesting, that it is only this will be a total atmosphere where women officers will be there, right? And so their women or girl can easily tell the case without any hesitation, right? And handle cases related to violence committed against women. For this reason, officers placed at WPS get specialized training. This is clear that the women who will be deployed at these women police stations, they will be getting special training. How to communicate them in an emotional manner, so that the person complainant can register the case in a very detailed manner. Training in dealing with victims, will get specialized training in dealing with victims and in processing these types of crimes. Some of the important modes of women policing are all women police stations, crime against women cell, women desk, a women's cell. It is expected that all women police stations would register all crimes against women, but in practice, this is not being followed. It is expected that there will be all women staff and they will be very sympathetic to the complainant, but actually it may be possible that some women police officers may be quite harsh, and perhaps they may not be so dutiful, because when we are saying that women are on duty, we cannot expect them that they will be behaving in a particular feminine manner or typical womanly manner. They are on duty, so they may be sometimes emotional, they may be sympathetic, and sometimes they may be harsh enough. So it is found that even in the WPS, perhaps the women police officers may discourage the women that you should not get your report registered here. It may be possible, and this is happening in certain cases. Then crime against women under IPC in India. This is certain figure is there, that is the cruelty by husband or his relatives, that is the 30%. And then assault on women with intent to outrage her modesty. Such cases are 23%. And then kidnapping and abduction of women. Such cases are 16.8% in Indian reference. And rape cases are 7.5%. These are the cases which are registered. Because when the cases are registered, only then when we can create data, otherwise we cannot create the data. So such type of percentage division of the women crime. Yes. This is the disadvantage of online work, that if you are doing some online work at home, then you will have to do other works also. So again, when we are talking, there are certain pics which I have collected from again Google. So you are able to see, actually this side of picture is not there. These are the women police of quite a low cadre, and the faces of these women police are clearly telling that they are standing with a stick, danda, right, in their hands, with their caps, belts, etc. And maybe possible they would be standing here for last 4 hours, maybe for 6 hours, and maybe for 8 hours. It may be possible that they would be getting food, or they would not be getting food. They will be getting water or not getting the water. You're seeing the plight, and you would have seen the plight of these women police personnel, especially women police personnel of low cadre. And this is the same situation with the male police personnel also. It is not there that the women police, so they will not be getting all these basic amenities during duty time. May be possible that the male police personnel of this cadre, they will also be getting the same treatment. Their working hours will be also varying from 5 to 10 hours to 12 hours. If there is some political rally, or if there is some VIP movement is there, you know, we people know that how much rigorous police duty is there by these police personnel of low cadre. If there is some important festival, important event is there, then again these women police personnel, they have to do quite rigorous duty, where there is no difference between day and time. And again, I have said that they will be getting certain facilities or not, we can't say, right? This is the plight of women police personnel, especially of low cadre. Now, after this low cadre, we are seeing here some faces. Again, this side is cutting. What is happening? How can I lower it down? Yeah. These are the women police officers who are recruited through UPSC exam, civil services exam, IPS officers, right? Who have done, if you scroll these faces on Google, then you will be getting the whole story about these women police officers. What remarkable work they have done in the field, in the front. But the number of such women police officers as compared to male police officers is relatively very low in India. Similarly, if I come to One such recognized police officer, that is Sonia Narang. Again, it is written there. Again, I have taken it from Google, that slapped an MLA for not obeying rules. Generally, what happens that they have to obey the rules of their political bosses. Normally, in some exceptional cases, it may happen that police officer may say, no, you will have to obey the rule, right? Second है, exposed a scam in Karnataka Lok Ayukta. It means she dared. Because earlier we have written in certain studies, it was found that generally front duties, they are not found there, right? And third is there, busted the PU question paper scam, that in the high school and intermediate level, PU question paper scam in Bangalore. She dared, right? It means there is not much difference in the, there is no meaning of physical or biological strength of women police officer or the male police officer. Even women police officer, if they have guts, if they show courage, then they can easily solve all the cases. They can show that type of performance as generally is expected from the male police officers. For female police officers, bichari, how can she do? The common word is bichari, right? But actually, they can do easily. These are the examples. These are some faces which I'm showing here. And there is one name is Aarti Singh. She is presently here in Varanasi, Varna zone, right? Earlier, because when when I was collecting these pics, I just tried to explore actually what is their background, right? Earlier, Aarti Singh, she was a doctor, and from medical field, she shifted to IPS duty, right? So you can again easily scroll all these things on Google. So female police, so we have seen the glowing faces of police officers and tired faces of women police personnel of low cadre. Actually, front pay, the low cadre police personnel, they have to face the front, right? The rigorous duty. So women police system in India, because things are to be discussed whether women police officers, they are getting officers as well as women police personnel, whether they are getting basic amenities at their workplaces or not. They are having the facility of sanitation, toilets or not. They are getting safe drinking waters or not. Whether they are getting child care leave or the maternity leave sufficiently or not. If they are applying for maternity leave, ऐसा तो नहीं कि their colleagues, male colleagues are making joke of it, right? It means it is very much necessary, especially for the women police personnel of low cadre. It is very much necessary. So women police officers in India are changing the way violence against women is reported. This is very much clear कि now when the number of women police officers in India is increasing. As a result, nature of crime against women, reporting of cases of crime against women, that is also changing. More and more cases are now being reported in police thanas or police stations. Opening all women police station increased crime reportage by significant, that is 22% in the country for women, according to a June 2018 study. That is why what was the scene? Earlier when we were taking the case, that was the 2019 and 2020. So what was the scene? 2019 mein figure was high and 2020 mein figure was low due to COVID. But actually the number of cases being registered by women is now going up. This is because women are now more comfortable approaching these stations. WPS, that is why it is very much necessary that each and every state should take steps to open more and more WPS, especially northern states should take initiative to open more and more WPS in their states. In areas with an all-women police station, there was a 21.4% rise in the rates of violence committed against women. Why it is happening? The rate of violence against women is higher because now there is more and more reporting. Getting my point? Whether it is in urban area or whether it is now even in rural areas, now women are coming forward and getting their cases reported. It means there is need of starting a campaign or doing awareness that if some crime happens against them, then those cases should be reported. At the state level too, the results were consistent, posting a 22.5% jump. Again, jump, when I'm saying, it means that the number of reported cases has now gone up due to the opening of WPS. Incorporating women in police is essential, considering in India, one woman complains of police apathy every 2 hours, where they are either discouraged, turned away, or harassed further when trying to lodge a complaint. It is found in India that if women go, if any woman or girl goes for the registration of the complaint, then either they will be discouraged by the police personnel, if there are male police personnel or police officers are there, either they are discouraged or apathy is shown, no sympathy. Apathy is shown to them, a neutral attitude will be shown to them. Why have you come here? Why are you getting your report registered here? Ye to chalta hai, ye to hota hai, right? Turned away or harassed even by the police personnel. In WPS, all women police stations, officers are less likely to exhibit skewed gender norms about the roles of women or tolerance of violence committed against them. The recording and subsequent filing of FIRs increased. While in normal thanas, above is the scene, but in the WPS, where all the police personnel are women, there it is shown that there will be no skewed attitude towards women, and they are encouraged to report their cases, right? And as a result, women easily report their cases of violence or crime against them, or unki recording and their subsequent filing of FIR. Very important is that the recording of the statement as well as the filing of the FIRs. These are two important steps, which are now the number of recordings and the number of subsequent filing of FIRs has increased due to the involvement of more and more women police personnel in the registration of the cases in WPS. Reporting incentives, again, new word is there. Reporting incentives are likely to matter more among crimes with a medium range of severity and not all forms of crime against women. It is found that if the case is medium degree of severity is there, right, then there should be certain incentives so that women can go and get her complaint reported. It is very much important. If you file the case, then you will be given sufficient protection, right? If you go to home, your parents or society will not make joke of your statements, right? It means if certain sort of such type of psychological incentives are provided, are assured to complainants, then perhaps number of reporting will be much higher against the crime, for the crimes against women. It means reporting incentives is also important. mere presence of all women police stations made a difference irrespective of the density of the special stations in the region. It is found that mere presence ki ek station is there of WPS, that has made a difference in the reporting of the cases, and that has developed a sense of security among women also. If anything happens or something is there, then we can go to the police thana and get our report registered. Now there are cases in several metropolitan cities. Now there are Ola, Uber, taxis, which are driven by women drivers at night times. Because when women are moving outside in the search of job, and if they are also doing night duties, then it is become the duty of the system, government system, to provide them sufficient security. Only then the female movement is will be free and relatively be easier. So such type of things are happening, that the such type of vehicles are provided by the police system there, where there the driver will be a women, right? Similarly, there is system of, if at night you come to station, or you get down from the you come outside from the airport and get your taxi registered from Ola, Uber, or any airport taxi, then there will be some numbers for the individual single women, so that you can easily report if anything happens, mishappening happens, then you easily can report the case, or you can just on the button, so that police assistance can be provided to them. So such type of things are also happening again along with these women police stations. Besides establishing more such police stations, more women too are being employed in the police force. Such changes are happening in India. Being 2015 and 2016, the population of women among India's police personnel jumped up to 15% within a period of only 1 year, between 2015 and 2016, from just under 1,23,000 to over 1,40,000. Yet women make up under 80% of the force even now. But even today, the number is pretty, right? Because it is only 8% women are there in the police system in India. It is very much necessary to raise this figure of 8% to about 20% or to 25%. Because earlier in the different research studies, it is found that the number of women in any workplace, and especially in this police organization, if the number is less, then again there will be maltreatment, or all the issues and challenges will be there. So it is very much necessary to encourage, it is not an easy task, to encourage our young girls to join police force. Again, it is very much easy to preach. Generally, as mother, as sister, we generally ask our daughters to join some job which is comfortable, as teaching is considered to be very comfortable and relatively such job that that women should go for it. But now women are breaking all these boundaries, right? They are now entering into several non-traditional role jobs also. Now, earlier we have talked about that the abusive language is used for them. But now the things are changing. Maybe possible that the women, elderly women of 50 years, 60 years, they may feel bad that abusive language is being used by somebody, or they are using abusive language. But nowadays, young girls, they are also using that type of abusive language, right? As boys use abuses, girls are also using abusive language. This I can say that this intergenerational changes are happening, right? So that is why I hope that the number of women entrants into police force is likely to go up in coming years, with merely a handful of them making it to the top ranks. This is very much clear whenever there is civil services exam, young girls try for civil services exam, and when they fill up their preferences for jobs. So IPS perhaps comes very low. IPS job is filled up in the form by generally males, and women candidates, few women candidates only fill up that is IPS job. They generally fill up or go with the preference of the that is a DM, right? Not for the IPS. Again, there is some data till 2016. This trend line is going up, and when the trend line is moving like this, so it means it has come somewhere 2013. It is starting perhaps from 2009 or 10, right? And it is going up to 2016, 1,45,000, and trend line clearly shows if it is moving like this, so in coming years, it will again be moving upwards. So this is a good sign. But it is very much clear that when we are, this is a very small figure, and this figure shows that the assistant sub-inspector and above, and this is head constables and constables, which means that the number of women at the lower cadres, in the lower cadre job, that is a head constable and constables, that number is relatively, percentage is relatively much higher. And the women at the middle cadre, assistant sub-inspector and above, that figure is quite smaller, 10%. And if you come for the senior police officers, right, that figure will relatively very much small. It means much we have achieved in this area of women police job, and lot is to be achieved. Only then the gender ratio, a normal gender ratio of women and female and male ratio in police organizations will be possible, and it is highly required also if we want a safer society for women. And with these words, I will like to say thanks for this patient hearing. Now perhaps this box is open for the observations and the question and answers. Am I right? Hello? Hello? आवाज क्यों नहीं आ रही? Hello? I'm not getting the one voice. Hello?
Yeah, hello, ma'am.
Yeah. Now what should I do? I should lower it down?
Yeah, you can wind it down.
I can, yes, I'm doing something. So where am I? Stop video. So what has happened now? Talking is here.
Okay, you finished, ma'am.
Yeah, I have finished. Now this floor is open for observation and the question answers. Again, what has the whole screen has gone upwards? I'm seeing this one.
Is there any questions from the participants? Please type in the Q&A box.
Because this is something new area where generally not much is discussed. I don't know that the participants are from which subjects. This is the participants would be from different streams. Why I'm not able to see anything? Pause here. What has happened?
I think there are no questions from the. Oh, okay. Sorry, sir.
I
Yes.
think you stop the saving. This is your Zoom, and just you cut upside down that window, then your full screen will come.
What should I do? I should cut down my presentation.
Yeah, presentation. Yeah, madam. Yeah, that one. You please.
Yeah, stop share I should do.
Yeah, stop save also it will work. Stop saving you do. Yeah.
Yes, now it is okay. Okay. Otherwise,
So,
yes.
yeah. So, madam, the participant.
Because I'm getting here chat box pay, there are some messages.
Yeah. Messages they are saying, same way, very interesting, but a new topic for them.
Yes, that's why this was a new topic.
One of the most important and challenging topic you have chosen like this.
And I have
so they don't have much question, but they like because some change is there, because many days they are listening the traditional type of the lectures and almost same type of the topic from different speakers. So it is totally different, and they enjoyed as by their box messages we received. So, madam, here we will end. Thank you so much, madam, for spending your valuable time. You have exam is going on. You are on duty. Even then, you accepted our invitation and ready to share your rich experience with us. So, thank you so much, madam, for your.
I will just like to share or say also. There will be teachers, because all the participants are teachers, young teachers. Am I right? So the teachers who are from sociology or from political science, they may be getting. I don't know whether there are teachers from these two subjects, sociology and political science.
Yeah, maybe some, madam.
So, because that is why I have quoted from the references that they may do some sort of primary data work in their area. He actually may how women are complaining, and whether they are making complaints against the crimes. And I have no idea about this police system in the Northeast also, because Northeast I think that the female male ratio is relatively higher as compared to rest of India, in Meghalaya, Manipur, or in Assam. So perhaps situation may be quite different from northeastern region to northern India or the southern India. So it means no questions are coming, or no observation is coming. So it means perhaps they are waiting for their lunch, or they are waiting for their break. It happens, I understand, because it is not so easy. So with these words, I will also like to say thank you to all of you for a patient sharing. Right.
Thank you. So my office will contact you, madam. 2-3 days they will call you.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Thank
so,
you.
dear participant, this is your lunch break. Okay. So please join 1:30 for next class. Okay. We will meet 1:30. Try to join 1:25.